What's on guys? So as you've probably seen from the title of this video, this is going to be about something in particular. Something I've been wanting to share with you for ages and I just haven't been able to because I've been keeping it on the down low, keeping it a secret, but I can finally say it. So I'm super excited to share this with you. And basically I went to the gym the other day and I tried this thing called CrossFit. Right, I've got a big announcement. I've been wanting to share this for ages. On Friday, I'm going to be releasing an 8-week shredding guide. I've been on the program myself. I've been running it for about a month, 2 months. The pumps are next level and the progress is also next level, and that is the main thing. So basically the idea behind it was I wanted to create something that didn't have the bullshit in. I wanted to create something that was based on the principles and the ways that I've actually trained and was science-based, and I wanted to create something that would get you results. Is it quick? No. Is it easy? No. Have I made it to sell well? No, I haven't. If I wanted it to sell well, I would have made this really basic, simple guide, and it's not meant to be easy, and I don't care because I didn't make it to be easy. I haven't created this to sell well. I've created this to get results and to get progress. The last 6 years of my life have been dedicated to science and training. So I'm not some newbie who's just been training for a year, got results, pumped himself full of steroids, and I was like, oh yeah, I know how to train. Buy my guide. I know all about training. I've put the time in, I've got the knowledge there, and I've created this science-based guide. And you're thinking, like, what makes it different from other people's cutting guides? One, because I've got the results to show for it, which isn't really anything considering everyone that releases a guide does have the results to show for it. But where me and them differ is that people go through a transformation. They transform their body once, and then they're kind of done with it. With me, I've had to do it countless times. I've had to do it several freaking times. With getting ill and recovering and building my physique from absolutely nothing, I've been fat, I've been thin, I've been ill and lost it all. With doing that, I've had to transform my body multiple times. And then through that, you'll pick up things that you only learn from experience and the whole process of actually building yourself up from nothing. I'm not an idiot. Last 6 years of my life has been dedicated to science. I've got a bachelor's degree in biological sciences. I freaking love science. I live for that shit. So I just really wanted to create something that was affordable, gave people solid results, disregarded worrying how many copies are going to sell or marketing it to be like really friendly and really easy. I made this hard as shit. It's not easy. As I said, it's a 6-day-a-week split of a 1-day-a-week rest day. You're training every single muscle twice a week. This is made to optimize gains. The whole thing is based around an 8-week diet or an 8-week cut. You can see what I eat. You can see my meals in there. I've got my refeed days on there, my normal carb days, and I've got loads of other stuff about diet, nutrition, and shit like that. But the main thing is the 8-week program. So as I'm doing it, you can do the exact same thing, and I thought it'd be really cool to form like this community of where we like kind of chat, help each other out. It kind of like brings everyone together. So I'm going to create a Facebook page. Make sure you hop on that. It's going to be dope. So the principles behind the actual program is it's a pull push leg split with daily undulating periodization. So the periodization, what undulating means is basically wavy. So you get changes in reps and volumes and sets that occurs over a weekly basis, as in we'll have strength days, we have hypertrophy days. There's a variety of training styles here, and basically what it does is it incorporates more powerlifting type strength movements, heavy compounds at lower, heavier weights, and it blends that in with like more classic bodybuilding, high rep isolation stuff, just to get the best of both worlds, because that's how I like to train, and I believe that is the best way to train. There's some like CrossFit type exercises in there. The science backs them up in terms of muscle activation, so there is some weirdy exercises in there, but I promise you they are good. So the wonderful thing about this as well is the guide's basically going to be suitable for beginners and intermediates alike. Like obviously I'm not a beginner, but I've programmed it in a way so kind of everyone can do it. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or intermediate. You might be asking, why have you done those instead of some linear periodization where you decrease the volume and up the weight? Well, obviously progressive overload is the focus, as it's the focus of pretty much everything to do with bodybuilding. You want to be adding weight in order to improve, and you still do that. But with the 5x5s, what I've done was, because quite often towards the end of a diet, when you start to really drop your calories down, you can actually lose strength. So by keeping 5x5 consistently, what I find is that you can progress with it, but it's also a brilliant way of tracking progress and making sure that you're not actually losing any strength. And the great thing about this as well is also, if you're a beginner, if you haven't really trained and you want to get into moving more heavier weight, more strength stuff, going in on compound exercises like squats and bench straight away and trying to hit like 1 rep maxes and 2 rep maxes is literally a recipe for injury. So the great thing is, although this is like targeted towards cutting, and although all the nutrition guidelines is targeted towards cutting, the actual training is also going to be suitable for someone that's just started training, so a beginner, and wants to put on some mass as well. So if you want to get transition towards using those like heavier weights, this is also going to be fitting for you. So although the emphasis on this guide, it is a cutting guide, is made for cutting, it can also apply to beginners looking to gain muscle. I just wouldn't do the cardio and just eat more food. That's the only difference. I've been working on this for absolute ages, and like a lot of you guys as well wanted to give me money in terms of like a Patreon account for just making YouTube videos, and I was like, no. I'm not about taking things. I don't like that taker mentality, and I always think it's best to have a giver mentality. So I've literally made this as as cheap as I possibly can. It's like the amount of time I've spent on it, the hundreds of hours that have gone into this. But I didn't just want to take from you guys in the sense of getting donations from Patreon or something like that. I wanted to give something back. I wanted to provide value in return, which is why I have created this, which is why I've marketed the way it is, and which is why it's only going to cost £14.99. A lot of the guides are like 50 quid. I was like, nah, let's do it for 14 quids. In a perfect world, I'd love to give this away for completely free. But as you guys know, the reason I've been so crap with uploading YouTube videos is because I have to work as well. So by giving it away for free, I wouldn't be able to make YouTube content and I wouldn't be able to provide value to you guys because I'd have to do a different job and wouldn't be able to do YouTube. So I'm really trying to find a way to monetize this full time, to create this constant like flow of value back and forth between us. So I want to say as well that everything I've learned has literally been from university, or the majority of stuff that I've learned have been from other people and the internet. You don't have to buy the guide to get results. Like, that's a load of shit. If someone tells you you have to buy their program in order to get results, that is bullshit. And the thing is, there's so much conflicting information. It takes hours, it takes days, it takes months to go through everything and know all the rights and wrongs. And I've already done that. I've made the mistakes. I've done the fad diets. I've trained in stupid ways from reading crap online. This kind of cuts out the shit. Rather than starting lifting and then nailing lifting, and then you got all this space in between where you're trying to experiment with things, find what works, find what's good, find what isn't. I basically tried to cut all this out for you because I've already done this, so you kind of go straight to there. So the great thing about this is it's literally for anyone. I wanted to make something that didn't exclude people, something we could all get involved with. And like I was saying, although it's a cutting guide, you can run this program if you're bulking. Just don't follow the nutrition advice and don't do the cardio. What I wanted to do was I basically wanted to create a community. I wanted to create like a group. So I'm going to make a Facebook group and just basically something that brings people together or connects people, like a community, a forum where people can ask questions, people can support each other. I just thought it'd be so dope to do something like that. And the main emphasis of this guide is the major muscle groups. You guys know that I have a 6 set of legs, so doing this is not going to skimp out on the legs. There are some brutal, and I mean brutal, leg days in there. So it basically puts an emphasis on every major muscle group. We do a lot of heavy chest stuff, a lot of heavy leg stuff. We do a lot of heavy shit. We do a lot of high volume. We do pumpy stuff. We do more heavy stuff. Basically, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. I want to say as well that I haven't put deadlifts in this guide. And you're like, no, deadlifts, that's one of the 3 most important compound movements, Mo. What the hell are you doing? Well, let me explain. The reason I don't deadlift when I cut is because when you're on reduced calories, when you are dieting, it sucks. Deadlifting sucks balls. Anyone that's trained for any prolonged period of time and has tried to gain strength or keep strength deadlifting whilst dieting knows how shit and how taxing it is. And it's not enjoyable. Like, simple as, I just don't enjoy it. And this is an aesthetics guide. It's a guide to getting a sick, ripped, shredded physique. It's not powerlifting. It's something different. So although I do use powerlifting movements, it is not that. And generally what I do is when I cut, I don't deadlift. When I bulk, I deadlift. Why do I deadlift when I bulk? Because deadlift is a great exercise, but more importantly, it's fun as shit. Actively gaining large amounts of strength because you're gaining weight and you're in a calorie surplus is so fun. And kind of doing it when you're dieting, doing it when you're cutting is just the flip side of that. The other thing is as well, it does make your core wider, it does thicken that waist. Aesthetics is all about that thin waist, those broad shoulders, that V-taper. So what I like to do is I basically periodize my deadlifts. I do them like over winter when I want to gain weight, when I want to gain strength, and then when I cut, I don't do them. Okay, so I wouldn't be doing them anyway, but another reason why they're not in here is because if you're a beginner and if you're hitting legs 2 times a week, if you're hitting squats twice a week, if you're hitting back twice a week, if you're hitting things which use your legs and your lower back a total of what, like 4 times a week, there's 2 back sessions, 2 leg sessions, you are gonna be wrecked. Throwing in deadlifts to that as well, when you haven't done much training volume before, you're not used to that kind of intensity, is gonna absolutely freaking kill you. Deadlifts aren't on there, but the major key aesthetic exercises are. And also this weekend on Saturday is going to be a meet up in London, a big meet up with all the athletes, I can never say that. We got Brandon Harding, we got me, we got Andre Dieu, can't say second name, we got Ryan Casey, we got a load of chicks and a load of other guys. It is going to be lit as fuck, so make sure you're there. So by supporting me and buying the guide and getting that value in the sense that you're going to get results and you're going to get gains, you're also supporting me and you in the sense that athlete are going to take me more places. The more popular I am, the more I grow, the better the sales do, the more places they're going to take me to meet you guys. Any money that I make from this is going to be invested back back into the YouTube channel. I'm gonna buy a new camera, I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna go to places to meet you guys, I'm gonna go to expos. So it's a prime example. This weekend, I'm getting taken up to London because I'm releasing this guide, because I'm with Athlete. I'm getting taken up to London to meet you guys. So it comes back to you. The value comes back. And that's the wonderful thing about it. And that's the wonderful thing about being a giver, not taker. I came out wrong. But you know what I'm trying to say anyway, guys. Right, so it's going to be released like Friday evening. I'm just say around 5 o'clock in the minute. I haven't confirmed this yet. But basically what you're going to need to do is go onto the App Store, download the Athlete app completely free of charge. When it drops on Friday, you can either go to my website, which will be down below. It'll be launched by Friday around 5 o'clock. Go on the app. You'll be able to buy the guide directly from there. And that's going to be launching Friday. So I'm super excited to get you guys on board on this with me. Things that I want to say, if you've got any questions, add them down below. Unrelated to the guide, just general Q&A, live questions, drop them below and I'll answer them in a Q&A soon. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Like, I'm so worried about making this video, so scared about making this video because it's like, I know the stigma surrounding guides. I know how much shit people release and I don't want people to be like, oh, you're a motherfucking sellout releasing this shit. Fuck you, bro. If you have any questions, ask them down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them.